Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sound test room. Today, we are taking a look at T-Rax 6. Right, so most of you know that T-Rax can work in standalone mode, which is where you would use it to master your songs and stuff. I mean, I've used T-Rax. I haven't used T-Rax 6 yet, so but I use T-Rax 5 for donkey's years. In fact, all of my albums, mine and Joe's, mine and Colin's, were all mastered with T-Rax. Anyway, so I will do a separate mastering video on how I use T-Rax to master. That will be a completely separate video. Anyway, let's just get back here. But I want to show you every single module. Now, this may be quite a long video because there are, you can see here, a lot of modules, but it may be quite boring for some people as well, because a lot of these may not sound like they're doing a lot, but obviously when you're using these in a mix or using them to do a specific job, they do a lot. And they're important things. The cool thing is, I mean, as you can see how many modules are these, and these are all kind of pro quality industry standard stuff. You know, if you have a look, let's have a look on the website here, shall we? Let's go to this and go to this. You will see that you can get the entire suite at the moment for €99.99. Okay, which is normally 199, but I'm not even. I mean, even at 199, it's still like probably the best mastering suite for software for people who want to do it at home, you know, who can't afford mastering engineers and things like that. You get it. Even professionals use this. I honestly, they do. Right. Anyway, but £99.99 at the moment. Anyway, so, and there you go. So look, I'm going to try out a few different things. I have Modo Bass. This will not be a tutorial for Modo Bass 2. I will do one of those as well. And I have Modo Drum. It's also down here somewhere. It's going to be playing some drums. So we're going to listen to these modules on drums, either drums or bass. So I'm going to start with bass 1. I'm going to switch on the little pattern here. And you can see we're using the Bassman 5. I'm going to turn on bass 1. Now, bass 1 is designed specifically to enhance the bassier frequencies. So, you know, bass DI preset here, we can go have a frequency of between 310, but we'll go with 70 and 210. You can add a sub. Analog, bit of drive. We can solo. This is what the bass 1 is doing now. So you get a nice idea. If you have too much low cut here, if you have too much low ending, the subs are gonna get a bit messy. Anyway, there you go. Now I've got a little MIDI pattern for this. So we're going to start with the Black 76. I'll turn it on. So here we go. Brilliant. Just one of the best. Black 76 limiting amplifier. This is the drum compressor. This sounds great even if you drive it really hard. Oh, let's go nuts. side. That's quite nice actually. Would be cool for electronics. You have a few presets you can play around with here, of course. Okay, so let's have a listen to another one. So we're on to Brickwall limiting now, which we shall try on the bass. Let's start our little pattern off. I'll change the pattern as well, eh? Let's open up. So some of these ones which aren't going to be, you know, super exciting to listen to, we don't have to spend loads of time with them. Let's go with the British channel on the drums. Now you see how fast these load super fast. So let's open up our British channel and start off our drums. Now, this is brilliant. This is really good, this one. So I would suggest also as well you wear headphones. We have a few presets as well, so we could go maybe let's change the kit. Oh, look, there we go. Cool. Each side, of course. Reset. Cool. Okay, so let's try the bus compressor. Actually, I want to try the bus compressor on the drum. Actually, I'll just do that. I'll just put the bus compressor here on the drums. And let's see what we've got. I mean, normally you wouldn't, would you? That's nice, though. That's quite nice. Okay. Next we have, this is a newer one for T-Rack 6. There are a few new ones in T-Rack 6. Bass 1 was a new one as well. The channel strip is a new one. We'll put that onto the bass. And let's play there. Let's try some. I like this, the horn bass actually. Okay, so let's open the channel strip. So this is a new channel strip. You've got EQ presets across the top. And around the bottom you have input. Kind of self-explanatory. You have your De-Esser, great vocals obviously. I'm going to do a lot for bass. EQ. What? It's going to boost the curve. You have. Oh, that looks really nice. So, Transient recover. So So there's some transients there, obviously. And a bunch of presets. So as you can see, all these effects can be used as individual effects, of course. So that's the channel strip. We'll just swap that out for the classic clipper on the bass as well. Classic compression. Could have fast attack, fast release. So I've just changed the model to Fusion Jazz Bass. Right, okay. Right, let's go onto our drum. So let's put a classic EQ on the drum kit here. Now these are all been around in T-Rex for absolutely ages. So let's play our little MIDI clip. I used to use this a lot. I used to have a mastering chain that I had one of these in as well. We've got to turn these on or somewhere. Let me just load a preset. So it's a nice EQ. You don't have to go too nuts with it. I don't think I had them switched on at the beginning. So general purpose, just a general purpose EQ is really nice. And let's run the compressor on here as well. Oh wait a minute, where are we? Right now, multiband limiter. Sorry about that, gang. So multiband limiter next. Okay, you could hear that straight away. Bypass before we've done anything. It's limiting. Nice. And so a lot of very useful presets to start you off, and then you can just play around. Let's play with the compressor on the bass. So let's switch our, let's change our pattern out, shall we, a little bit. Let's boost this for a start off. Fast attack. So we can go into optical mode. Nice. Blink, mid side, left and right. Oh, that's nice. Nice to have the dry wet, you can dial in. Let's choose a preset. I think this is a new one as well. Can't remember this one. Anything, right. Go, and then let's go let's use the CRS Hall. Now see, whereas you'll get a mixture of what are specifically effects that you would normally use, some mastering or dynamic control of whatever, and then you also get a bunch of effects like reverbs and effects and things like this. There's loads of stuff in T-Rex. So let's put this on here. Now these, the CRS, the Classic Studio Reverbs, there's quite a few of these, and they'll always start off, because they're designed to be used as send effects, they'll always start off 100% tone. And then you get a bunch of presets, you know. So what I'll do is I'll run another couple of these. This is the inverse on the drums. So and don't forget what I said, they always start off. And then again, you have a bunch of presets. So drum envelope, again, because they're designed to be sends. And then you also have, on all of the CRS ones, you have the advanced section where your controls will change and you have more control sort of thing. So run a plate as well here. I think this is like a EQ. Some creative stuff. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe these are macros. I'm not sure. We'll get LFOs as well. So yeah, these are quite good. I've never used these, actually, to be honest. I've never used the CRS stuff. Oh yeah. So quite deep. Let me just... Oh yeah, so there those. And you have a De-Esser, which again you would normally use for vocals, of course, but for the purposes of this, you have a bunch of presets. You're not really going to hear anything at all because they're designed for vocals. I mean, I suppose you could do some creative stuff if you wanted to. I don't know why I can't move that. That's your De-Esser. Oh, now we're going to get into some cool stuff. So let's stop our drums. Let's go back onto our bass. So this is another new one now. This is Delay Lab. Okay, so I'll open it up for you. And this is a new delay. So let's start off. So you have loads of time, obviously, feedback, sync or free running. High pass. Let's turn up the mix for this. And high pass and low pass. Ping pong. So you get very creative, and again with a bunch of presets. Probably not the best, you know, bass isn't really the best thing to demo a delay, but you get the idea. You have some cool stuff like bit crush, bit reduction, down sampling. Clipping. Always nice to have a bit of clipping going on. And doubling. Actually, do you know what? Let me stop this a sec. And I think what I'll do, where is it? Where's me delay? Let's move all these up now. Me delay lab, I'll stick that on the drums and let me replace this. I'll put this dual spring on the bass to listen to next. It's another new one. It's great. This is a dual spring. Right, let's open up a delay lab for this drum pattern. Let me just make a few adjustments first. Let me just have pretty much no feedback. The time I can leave as it is. Let's just start it off. See what I've got so far. Right, cool, you can hear that, right? Let's put it into ping pong. And, oh no, let's... doubling. Hear that? Very cool. You can get some cool dubby effects. So it's a really versatile delay. Obviously, look, this spring. Let's listen. So. Have different type. Oh, hang on, let's go over to just hear this one here. So you've got two. So you've got lead, and they'll all have a different sound. We'll have the tone. Let's put the tone up for all of them. Let's leave the length at 100%, but you can. And then you can engage this cool stretch function. But look, you've got lead, metal, copper, silver, and gold. Gold being the smoothest. I like copper is really good, but we can mix and match. So we could say, let's start with the copper for both of these. But we could say, I want gold for this. Let's choose panning for both of them. But look, we've got this cool stretched algorithm. So you've got a really wide range of effects here. We've got, what could we do? Let's see, Spring Cave. And it has the suitable spring drip that you have to have with spring reverbs, of course. Full wet mix here. Input, output, reset, power on. Dead basic stuff. Looks nice as well. And what's next on the list? Oh, the Dyna-Mu. So it's a Dyna-Mu compressor. Again, so basically a mastering. Slow the preset. Tube compressor. So not fastest compressors in the world, so good for mastering, which is why it's in here. And that's why you'll find Opto compressors in here as well. The effect compressors are not so great for mastering because they're very, very fast. Bass one, and these all help in a mix to control the volume level of the instruments, obviously. So what we got here? Oh, we got some classic stuff. Let's put our EQ 73 on this drum kit now. Let me change this as well. So, and let's play the drums. Classic EQs now. Loads, really, versatile. Really versatile EQing. Let's try the EQ 81. Not a million miles from the one we've just looked at, the 73. Almost perfect EQ for the drums. In fact, let's, while we're here, should we change the pattern as well? I'm getting a bit oh no, hang on a minute. Sorry guys, let me just do this. There's a reason I've got this to show you the tapes, but I'm going to change the MIDI out here for this. So delete that MIDI clip and go in. That's me bass, isn't it? Let's move that out of the way. Let's get me drums. Let's get me drums, like, you know. Let's open me drums. I'm just going to go to grooves here, grooves. Let's have some soul, 4/4. Okay, I'm going to just drag this MIDI on here, and now we can. I'll just duplicate that as well. We've changed up our pattern a little bit now, so that's cool. Okay. Super. Okay. Now I can, sorry, now I can stop this playback here in the grooves, and we can use the actual groove on our MIDI channel. Okay. So yeah, punchy drums. Mid-side, widen it out a little bit. Okay, cool. Let's try the EQPA on the drums. Drums are great for testing stuff like this. Drums and bass, because you got on the drums you got a super wide range of frequencies. Obviously, let's load a preset for this. You're beginning to get the idea. We don't need to kind of start playing with controls and stuff. And the EQPB, is it? idea. And then we have the EQPG, which is a graphic EQ. You get the picture. And again, you have a bunch of presets. And one of my favorite EQs of all time in the world ever is the EQP1A. Boost the highs and then attenuate that high frequency. It's very easy EQ to use. It's subtle, but it sounds great. Let's boost the bass. But then we can attenuate the bass, so take some of that bass out. Then you have different, let's boost this frequencies. Let's boost this right up. Okay. Mid side again. And then we have the same for the top end. Bypass. But it's a subtle EQ, but it can really, it's very musical. It's very musical EQ. Go like this, and then we've got another EQ here. So let's double tap to add a few more. You also can choose different curves here. So for example, okay. So for this next one, the Fame Studio Reverb. So this is new as well. We're going to put this onto the bass. Why put it on the bass? I don't know. I might actually, let's put it on the drums as well. So I'll just stick it on the drums. In fact, we'll play the drums. So let me just explain. This Fame Studio, these get quite complicated, and I don't want to spend forever on every single effect. Obviously, let's move these up a little bit because there's lots to get through, obviously, and you know. Right, anyway, so you've got different rooms here. Studio A Live. This is a really famous studio in the US, of course. So you've got Studio B Live, all these different, and you've got some plates, come with chambers and stuff, and you can have a look around these chambers if you drag around. It's very good. It's very cool. You can have a look around these. The booth, I particularly like the booth. So let's just start with this. Need just different positions or your bass, keys, vocals, strings, and all this kind of vibe. And it's really good. It's really good. You get the idea, but it really could do with a video on its own, and we haven't got time for that. So let's just play these drums. Okay, so we have the output there. Now we have dry. We could go to amp. We have filtering, so high pass, low pass, and some EQ, and then a bit of decay and pre-delay, focused mic positioning, broad mic positioning, input and output. look around this studio as well. It's cool, eh? Wow. Reset. Freaky, isn't it? So yeah, this is the Fame Studio Reverb. Then this is nice. We definitely do this on drums. So this is the new Filter Fusion as well, and this is kind of like a creative filter. Let's put this. Well, leave it on there. I'll load in the preset. You'll get the idea. Drum follower. We've got 3 modulation sources: envelope follower, step sequencer, and this flow LFO. We can cool. We can speed this up. We can go like say. Choose different amount of steps up to 16, and we can choose the direction on the step sequencer as well. Then we have and then a bunch of controls here for so yeah, this is Filter Fusion, which is a creative filter for different things, obviously not mastering. Let's put this vocal strip onto the bass. Let me stop that now. So this is I think it's a Joe Cicciarelli vocal strip, very famous. Let's put, obviously you're supposed to use vocals on this, but you can of course use it on other stuff. Sounds quite nice on bass, but you've got 3 different compressors: parallel, retro, and heavy parallel. Different amounts you can send through the effect. Reverb, delay, modulation, an EQ, pre and post sort of. Drive, colour, I guess more like a tone control again. It's actually really good. You could probably use this on anything you liked, obviously. Well, obviously you can use it on anything you like. It's not the law, you know. Okay, let's leave it on bass. Oh yes, definitely Leslie on bass. Kind of self-explanatory. All these are kind of self-explanatory effects, aren't they? So presets, of course. Oh, it's quite nice. That sounds all right. loads of options for your Leslie. Obviously, organ. It sounds great on guitars, just ordinary guitars as well. Let's get this linear phase EQ onto the bass. See if we've got a preset that will kind of show it off. Oh, you got to turn them on. You've got to turn the band on. You want. I like mid-side. So that's the linear phase EQ. Let's run a lo-fi punch. Lo-fi punch is another new one. I'm just going to stop that. I'm going to run this lo-fi punch on the drums. So let's open it up. Again, you have a bunch of different controls. Type 2 I like best. It's very crunchy. Compressor, hard and soft. Output, input, and filters. Drive, width, and a bunch of cool stuff here that you can do with the internal circuits, like wow on flutter, and it's a very cool pitch thing. Super compression. I mean, that's so cool. That's our kit. 100% wet, and a mix, and reset, bypass. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. That's good. I like that. Yeah, so what's our next one? Now, let me just explain this. The layers mastering is not part of T-Rack 6. You have to buy it separately, but you can trial it. You can trial it, obviously. Let's just see if I've got this going. Yeah, but this is a completely separate purchase. It's, you know. So I don't want to spend any time with this one because it's not part of what we're looking at. It's not part of T. If you buy T-Rack 6, you ain't going to get that. Okay, let's see. This one here is, it is a classic EQ. Super subtle. Let's see if we can load a preset. You'll have a real difficulty hearing this because it's very subtle, if you know what I mean. You only need tiny adjustments, and it's very kind of surgical and hard to hear. But based on the hardware version, there is much loved of that. Master Match X, I'm not going to go into here. I will do that in a separate video because it allows you to take the EQ from any song you like and apply it to one of your songs. So we won't be doing that here. Metering, yeah, let's look at metering. Let's look at metering on the bass just for fun. So I'm going to play this. So this is just basically showing you what's going on metering wise. There's no presets and stuff, and messing around with any of this isn't going to do anything to the sound. It's just showing you what's going on. But it's very, we can make it bigger as well. It's very comprehensive, you know, spectrum analyzer, VU meters, your metering here, all your LUFS and things, and your phase scope, because this is a bass, so we're not, you know, worrying about anything going bonkers stereo here. As you can see, it's all mono. And then you have a spectrogram here, and you have different things, you know, you can, you know, change different, the way it behaves and stuff, you know. This is handy. This is, you get this as well in the mastering when you're using it in the standalone. If you're using it in this, it's all here. It's kind of super handy to have all this going on while you're mastering. Of course, that makes more sense. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Let's what's next? Oh, mic room. Okay, let's put that in. Now you can obviously change different types of mic, and the source mic and the target mic. And then we have, right, now this I'm going to show you on drums. This is one. This is a all-in-one mastering option, and it's very, very, very good. Let me just control the volume here. So now we're basically volume matched. If we turn our volume down to 0, matched with what's going on. You'll hear some clicking because of the way it processes. This is basically your EQ, top end, mid, bass, width, push, bass punch, analog, transients. So less transients, more transients. So again, you have a bunch of presets. So I used to use this a lot as well. What's next? So then we have Opto compression. Let's put that on the drums as well. So this will be very smooth compression. Opto using light. Okay, so it's not as fast as like a FET. Let's choose a patch. This is another nice EQ for compressor for mastering, because it's not going to be super fast. Then you can play the amount of compression you want with this big compressor knob. You can go nuts. I wouldn't advise going nuts though. Not with a compressor like this. Mid-side again. Okay. So let's put the precision compressor limiter on the bass. Let's stop that drums and let's start this pattern up again. Again, another classic based on hardware limiter, and it's a compressor limiter. You can, let's choose a preset to start. It's not going to do anything drastic, so you don't need to worry. It's just doing its job properly. They're very transparent. You can overdrive it a little bit if you want to. I personally wouldn't use a compressor like this to, add any colour. I'd rather have it to be as transparent. In fact, I'd probably have this on slow. I'd rather have it to be as transparent as look, mid-side on this as well. Very equal. I'd rather have it as transparent as possible, if you know what I mean. Like light limiting, but it's going to control the volume of the instrument in the mix. That's nice. Quad compressor, let's put this on here again. Multiband compression. Let's choose this. And again, we have some presets. So we got a drum pulser, so we put this on the drums. Multiband quad compressor. Let's put it on the drums there. Let's play our drums, of course. And let's go and find that drum bus preset. There we go. So now do this on here, by the way, as well. Well, that's quite nice. So it gives you quite a lot of control, of course. Okay, let's look at the quad imager while we're here on drums. And, sorry, I'll make it a bit bigger. Load the preset to start with. I used to use, I think, wide panorama for a lot of mine and Collins stuff. Quite like the width. Nice. Oh, nice and tight. Okay, let's what we got next. We've done that quad limiter on drums, and let we go. You get the idea. I don't want to spend too long with these because oh, this is nice, like quad saturator. This is cool. This is another new one. Open up now. So let's load a preset to start with. So with this, you have, let me turn it down. You have 4 bands that you can play with. So it's a multi-band. It's a multi-band saturator. So we can switch either bands on or off, or we can solo bands, and we have different saturation algorithms here, but you can have them independent for each band, of course. You have color envelope. Oh, I like that. You can link them, so you could link these two, and you could link these two, and you could link these 3, and then you could link all of them if you wanted to. Very nice. Play around with the different. You can, of course, change the frequency range for each of these bands, which obviously makes a difference. You have your envelope time constant, constants. So, snappy. And then you can have some, because at the moment they're pretty tightly choked off into their bands. Turn it on. You've got band bleed, which allows for some of the frequencies from each band to bleed into each other. So there you go. Yeah, I like that one. That's very cool. Let's look at Saturator X on bass. This one's been around again for absolutely ages. This is cool because these are linked. You can unlink them, by the way. But if you have these linked, you're just going to saturate. You're not going to, mid-side, which you can see in action here. But see, so you can't kind of overload, but you're different. Different modes, right? So take 1, take 2. Yeah, that's your, we can have a Brickwall limiter on it as well. Oh, we've got some oversampling as well, up to 4 times. So that's your Saturator X, which is good for adding saturation to anything you like. Very cool space delay. Again, this is, whereas this would be a mastering tool, this space delay isn't. Let's listen to this on the drums. Nice. It's a classic, like a space echo, you know. is widely regarded as one of the best limiters ever. This is the stealth limiter because it's so transparent. It doesn't do anything to the sound at all. It just does its job. Like it limits. I guarantee this is on every single track that I've ever mastered in T-Rex, and I've mastered hundreds of them. All of mine and Colin's albums, like I said, all of my albums, all of mine and Joe's stuff, everything has been mastered in T-Rex. And every single one has the stealth limiter at the end of the chain. And it's usually dialed down to about -2.2. You can see the reduction here. Just does its job. It's brilliant. Unity gain. It's awesome stuff, but it's very simple. You don't need any mad skills to use most of this stuff, because you have really good presets that you can really find a point where you want to be before you do anything else. That stealth limiter is really good. Sunset Sound Studio Reverb. Let's put that on the bass. Let's play this bass pattern. Let's change our bass, eh? Music Man, maybe. We'll go super modern. Okay. Let's have a look at the so Sunset Sound, you know, the very famous recording studios. So you have different, you know, these are plates, plate 2, spring. I'm going to bring in my dry mix as well. And then you have chamber. Again, you can have a look around these. These are all done in Sunset Sound. I think Prince recorded a lot of stuff in Sunset Sound. I mean, many people did. Lots and lots of people. So... for bass, this is better. Yeah, a lot's gone into this. So that's Sunset Sounds Reverb. What we got right now, look at this one. Let's put this on drums and I'll stop this. In fact, what I'll do is change the pattern. Right, let's play the drums. This is T-Rex mastering the whole thing inside of its own app. So you could do mastering, say, and if we look at this now, let's go with maybe you'll see that the different, something I can control the volume of these. This is like the mastering suite inside as a VST, you know, as a plugin. So you can actually to actually master inside of whatever DAW you're in. It's just simpler to do it in standalone, I think, but there you go. So that's probably something I wouldn't use, but you can if you want to. There's lots of options, of course. We can go to our module list and say, let's add in another here. So we've added a channel strip now at the end. But this is like having the whole T-Rex inside your DAW sort of thing. Okay. Another tape echo, so that on drums. This is more like an Echo Rec though, an old Benson. Right, now, so I want these on drums, yes. So the next bunch of effects I want to put onto drums, and these are all the different tape machines. Okay, so let's bring up to where it starts. So you get how vast T-Rex 6 is. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Like I said, $99 or whatever, €99. It's a bloody bargain for everything you get. Okay, so let's start with this. This is a tape machine 24, and we're running this on drums. Now, all the tapes are all subtle effects. You can overdrive them. You can make them so. But this will give you a very, very authentic sound of what it would have been like back in the day when, or even now, because people still use tape, to have recorded on tape, the saturation, the whole thing, the speed of the tape, it all makes a difference to the sound. And some people really love the sound. Some people think, well, you can't really hear it. You can hear it sometimes, and sometimes you can't. But if you put it onto whatever, you'll know yourself that you've applied a particular tape machine to your album or whatever, you know, which is what I also did with mine and Colin's stuff. Anyway. This is the Tape 24, and these are all based on famous machines, obviously. Tape 250, super high quality, lower quality. Tape speed 15 inches per second. And then you have a bunch of different. See, these are all for mastering. You put these on the final chain of your mix, okay? So I don't need to spend loads of time with each one of the tapes, but I do want to at least play them through for you and show you them, because the graphics are absolutely fab. Now I press open, sorry for that, and let's start this off again. Again, tape speed. High quality, 7R15, repro and then import. So we've got on repro, import, true stereo, transport modeling. We can overdrive, obviously. These will be extremely subtle transport modeling. Let's just jump straight on to the next one, which is the Tape Machine 80. Tape formula again. High quality, tape speed. See, the graphics will slow down. the slower the tape, the quality will be worse. The faster the speed, the better the quality. So we could really probably make it not great. And then we have the tape machine 99, I think. Again, based on famous stuff. Now, I love these. These were introduced not too long ago. These are the Tascam ones. You will hear a difference with these because these first two are kind of cassette based. So, you know, and they have EQ and stuff. 35, God. Nice. This is based on the Porter Studio. Now this can get gnarly if we like, because it was. So when you have two tape types, this would be type 2, which would be better. This is less, this is just ordinary tape. This is, I'm guessing, metal. Sounds much better. Auto calibrate, calibrate, calibrate. Now what they used to do, what everybody used to do, we had a Porter Studio, gosh. You think you want one, but you don't. But why don't you, because you had to bounce, and every time you bounced with tape, especially with these, God, every time you bounce, you'd lose some top end. So what you'd have to do is kind of, and it was all bonkers guesswork. Say you were bouncing these drums down just to another track with that had the bass on or something. What you'd have to do is you'd have to overcompensate for the fact that you were going to lose top end EQ, but it wasn't scientific. Sometimes it sounded absolutely awful. You just went too far. Sometimes you didn't go enough. So it wasn't an exact science at all. It was just, I mean, it worked to a degree. With any tape that you bounce, any tape, it doesn't even matter, even if it was an 8-track studio or an A3440 or something like that, you know, the reel-to-reels. It always was a practice to put a little bit of high-end boost back into what you'd done before you did it. Anyway, useless information for you, but there you go. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here's the TIAC A34. Is it the 3440? I can't see the blinking. What's it now? 3340S. Let's play. So this was quite a good machine. It's cool. This is auto calibration, right? Cool. So that's that one. So 3340. Here's the next one, which is the 6100. You're getting it. They all have a different vibe. Okay, let's now go into, right, got to do this one on drums. This is the farm, where are we going here? No, the farm stone room. Okay, so how, you know, Hugh Padgham used things on the SSL desk, but and then Genesis built one, and lots of people used them. Peter Gabriel, you know, the vibe. Let's go 80s. You'll get the idea. So I'm going to play these drums through. Okay. Mix some drying. Nearly done now. Look, we've only got 4 more to go. Let's try another patch. You've got to admit, for 99, whatever it is, it's T-Rex is absolutely brilliant. Bit of mono crush it. Oh yeah, go on. Grungy. Of course. You don't have to use it on drums. You can use it on whatever you like. Right, now let's go back to our bass for our new triad chorus. This is another new module for T-Rex 6, the triad chorus. In fact, I think this is the latest one. Let's see. You gotta love choruses, and this is a 3-voice chorus. Lovely. And you can turn each voice on and off. We can, we've got super wide spread for each of the left and right, voice 1 and 3, whereas voice 2 has been in the middle. And we're representing these voices with the waveform display for the different colours. Very cool. I'm getting, this might refer to input, but there you go. Let's have a look. Preset. That's a classic bass sound, especially from the 80s. In fact, if I'll go do this with mode. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do modo bass too. Let's go to Jaco Pastoris's fretless bass style, bass style here. Oh, I know. I'm going to just let me sort this out again, because I put some, oops, bass in there, did I? Oh, no. Let me go to that, and I'm going to just play. I'm going to go, let me just go to patterns. Fretless. And okay. Brilliant. That's better. Now let's go into our So this is the new triad chorus, and this was added for T-Rex 6. Very nice. Okay, let's go with the drums for the last demo of these 3 here. So I'll just stop this. I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do a full tutorial for Modo bass too, and Modo drum, because they're great. That's upright bass. Right. I'm carried away here. Let's. Oh look, let me just stop this. Right. Okay. We'll finish off these last 3 with drums. So this is the Fairchild, isn't it? The Fairchild emulation. This is it the Fairchild 670? I think one of the most famous compressors in the world. So it's called vintage compressor, and we'll run the drums and load a preset. Oh, nice. Now again, this is another subtle effect, but something you would really want on your master if you just want that vintage style, you know. Again, it's not really a compressor you would use for effects. Okay, here we go. One of the most famous in the world. Now, so this is the White 2A, and you can go bonkers with this if you want to. Mid side again. Extreme. And if you've watched this all the way through, you're an absolute hero. But as a reference, I guess this may be of interest to some people who are interested in buying T-Rex, because, you know, it's nice to hear an example of all of these effects. Right, last one, which is the White Channel. Again, super famous, based on super famous hardware. A channel strip. Right. You can just hear it's just really good. And of course you can again, these are all, they're all very musical because they're all really used for mastering. Again, stuff for vocals, snares, bass. I mean, look, before I go, let's do this. Let's just stop this. Let's also just quickly put that onto the bass guitar as well. And I'll just play. Sorry, that's the drums in it. Let me just close that. I'll just open up the bass again and set this pattern running. Okay. And we can go and choose, say that. You can hear now, right? It's very good. I mean, really, really good. That bass sounds great, doesn't it? So much control. Guys, I've gone on way long enough now. You've heard every single module that you get with T-Rex 6. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful if you were, you know, thinking of getting T-Rex, how good these effects really are that you get. Anyway, see you later. Ta-da.